Hello. Sorry I was a little late. It was some technical difficulties, but we're all set up now. So, hello and welcome back. My name is Erin with Arizona Science Center, and today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. If you've seen any of my videos before, you probably have noticed we have a little bit of a change of scenery, which you'll find out why in just a sec. But before that, let's get started on this wonderful, awesome book. This is definitely one of my favorite building books, so let's get started. This is If I Build a House. Okay, so, if I build a house. Jack in the backyard said to his mother, "This house is okay, but it's like any other. It's boxy and boring and basically bland. It's nothing at all like the house I have planned." My house will be different. It can't be the norm. I'll think about traffic flow, function, and form. Oh, it may include shapes like a tower or dome, but I'll focus on what makes a building a home. It's the rooms on the inside that make it unique, so step through the door and let's take a peek. We'll start with the basics right off the bat. Check out my all-in-one kitchen-o-mat. You don't have to cook, you don't have to clean. It's done by a space-age robotic machine. It makes all the meals and the food is delish. Then it washes and puts away every last dish. The living room's next. It's fun, come on in. The chairs and table and sofa all spin, and trampolines lead to a giant ball pit. It's a pretty neat room, you have to admit. Now look in the bathroom. No shower, no tub. Instead, take a ride on my scrub-a-dub-dub. Just step on the belt and it washes you clean, even the places that you've never seen. And here is my bedroom way up in the sky, on top of a tower 200 feet high. With glass all around, just check out the view, a bed in a tower. Now that's something new. Look at how high up that is. See, there's teeny tiny little people on the ground, and then this huge tower. It's pretty high. The rooms we walked through just moments before are the kinds that you'll find in any decor. But if I build a house, I'd add a few more. So hop on the slide. It's time to explore. You know how I constantly like to create? Well, this is my art room. Isn't it great? You draw on the wall. Don't worry, it's cool. Hung way up high is a big giant spool. It is a huge roll of paper that hangs to the floor. Just draw till you're done, then pull down some more. Next comes my flying room. See how it's tall? It's empty except for a switch on the wall. Just turn off the switch and you'll float off the ground, then flap like a bird and fly all around. Isn't it nice to be up in the air? A room without gravity. That's pretty rare. This is my racetrack room. Step right inside. It's less like a room and more like a ride. It features a racetrack that loops all around with super fast go-karts that don't make a sound. You fly and you flip and you zip and you zoom. You have to admit, it's a wonderful room. A room filled with water, now that's something new. But if I built a house, that's just what I do. This is my fish tank room. Ain't it a sight? Don't worry, they're friendly. The critters won't bite. Just strap on an air tank to swim with the fishes. Now this is a room that every kid wishes. Of course, I've been saving the best room for last. And literally speaking, this room is a blast. So welcome, sit down. I'll seal up the hatches. This plexiglass playroom completely detaches. You fly it around, why it even has jets. For me, this room is as good as it gets. My house will be nifty, my house will be neat, my house will stand out as the best on the street. Daringly bold, yet exquisitely fine, a must-see example of modern design. My house will be hailed as refreshingly new. If I built a house, that's just what I'd do. Cool. In the back, you can actually see a blueprint of what his house would want to look like. And this is if I built a house. So, that was our book. Are you ready for our activity for today? So, this book is all about building a house. Now, you could build a house. That's totally cool. You could build your dream house with everything and anything that you would want in it. Just like in the book, he had a racetrack room. He had a giant swimming pool with a bunch of fish in it. He had a room 200 feet high. You can add whatever you'd want into this house. But, pause for dramatic effect. Thought of a really fun activity we could do instead. So when you're building something, you always want to make sure first you think about what you're designing. Who are you designing it for, and what are you designing? Are you designing for a dog? Are you designing for a bird? Are you designing for a lizard? Are you designing for yourself? Whoever you're designing it for will definitely change the design of what you're doing. So for this, you want to decide who you're designing this for. Then, what are you going to do? Are you going to make a box? Are you going to build something in a box? Or are you going to do what I did and build a fort? Yes, I am in a fort because this is a fish bed sheet. And these are couch cushions that I am sitting on. And I will show you my fort in just a sec because I'm pretty impressed with my fort building set because it has been like 15 years since I built a fort probably. So my skills are a little rusty, but I built a fort and it stays up. Well, it kind of stays up, but that's fine. Besides the point. So for this, decide who you're building your fort for. Is it going to be for you? Is it going to be for your parents? Is it going to be for a sibling? It's up to you. Next, you want to get materials. Now, materials I used a blanket, 2 sheets, couch cushions, chairs, a box with a weight in it, and binder clips. This is actually, let me see if I can take this down without it falling. This is actually a binder clip. So I use these. Now, when you're also building something, if the base, so the bottom part, isn't very strong, what do you think will happen to what you're building? If you wanted to keep something up, do you need a strong base? What kind of materials are you going to use? You have to think about these things. So for today, and for however long you can keep it up, because I think my parents are going to make me take my fort down, which is kind of a bummer because it's actually pretty cool. So, anyways, build a fort, and if it stays up, that is so cool. But what can you do to it to make it better? If you build a fort and there's a part of it that keeps falling down, do you think maybe you should probably change your design? I don't know. These are pretty good questions to ask. Now, without further ado, do you guys want to see my fort? Okay. I built this. Let me take this off my little tripod. So I built this last night. Yeah. So I built this last night. So let's head on out of my fort. Ugh. Oh, this was so much easier when I was younger. Okay, so let me show you. This is my fort. I had a light in there so I could be seen on video. So now we're gonna move this sheet because I made a retractable roof. Kapow! And voila! That is my fort. I have a pillow. And then this is the box that I was talking about. And what I did, I actually put a weight on the inside so that it stays up. And it'll keep everything up. But anyways, this is my fort. Now, build your forts. And I'd love to see what your forts look like because it might give me ideas on how to make my fort cooler. And it could give other people ideas on how to make their fort cooler. Now, if you want to see more videos just like this one that come with a story, go ahead and head over to azscience.org. We have a bunch more. And if you want just really cool, fun activities that you can do at home that are all science themed and, of course, super fun, definitely head over to azscience.org. Oh, this is fun. Well, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye!